it going?
Hey, Bubba, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Bubba, you guys are number one right now in special teams efficiency. What do you make of that, and where are some ways that you can get better as good as you've been so far?
I think we need to improve in the return game. You know, we're missing a few opportunities, and we're close. We're definitely close. Last year, whenever I was with, my old team, we started out a little slow too, and then we ramped it up the second half of the season, ended up leading the league in kick return. So I'm excited about our group moving forward, and we're definitely close on those units.
How do you improve that? Is it something technical? Is it just?
I think it honestly comes down to just having, time on task, repetition, in-game repetition. We didn't see a lot of those opportunities with the same group in the preseason. So I think that once you have that unit built and there's continuity within the group, you have more reps with each other. You're double teaming with the same player here and there, or over and over again, I should say. I think that the repetitions is what helps you get better. And then obviously the practice reps have definitely improved. So I think that that's a good thing for us.
DPJ, who will you have? Who are your top candidates with DPJ to return?
Yeah, I mean, Elijah did it last week, so I thought he did a solid job. And then we have some young guys on the practice squad that, we'll continue to look at, but I thought Elijah did a solid job last week.
What ultimately led to that decision? I know you've been thinking about it, to put Elijah out there in that game.
Well, he did it in college. So, and I evaluated him when he was coming out of college. He's a natural catcher. He has good judgment, and he obviously has the ability to make you miss. So, I felt like we just needed, a little bit of a spark back there. Someone over.
Yeah, the couple of guys on the practice squad, I think they have the junior approach and Drake. They have some return history. Are there some guys you're considering for those couple of spots? Yeah,
and then Jalen Darden also, did it for us against San Francisco. So those guys we're going to continue to get all those guys reps and making an evaluation, I guess you would say, or a decision at the end of the week. And it really plays off of other positions on the team, the health of our roster and things like that. So.
Is that one of the tough parts about being a special teams coordinator, Bubba? When injuries affect each unit, but they could really affect you, like indirectly. When what I'm saying here, when a player is injured from another unit, then you have to make an adjustment. Yeah.
So like if we sustain an injury to, any position group, and that guy plays offense or defense, right? The next guy up is really the guy that I've been using. So then we now need to find someone else to be able to play in those roles. So yeah, at times it can be challenging, but like that's the name of the game. That's the job description. So you got to figure it out, find a way. You do your best to use your personnel as best you can to match up against the opponent and give your guys the best chance to make plays. So you always have to be able to adapt, especially in game. You sustain injuries within a game. We had some guys get nicked up in this past game, and we had some moving parts that we had to address, and we were able to get those adjusted.
Really, what's your kick return average do you want? Sorry, Dan.
Oh, that's good.
Honestly, like the average doesn't matter to me. It's more about the drive start, especially in game. Over the course of a season, everybody ends up having a very similar drive start. It's small in regards to like, is it 25.1, 25.2? Like the average is always, because of touchbacks, it always just comes back to that number. But ideally, you'd like to have the drive start rather than the average, because not a lot of people are bringing the ball out from deep in the end zone. So if you have a 25-yard return, you bring it out from 5 deep, the ball's at the 20. So. Yeah, I mean, I would say like each time we return the ball, the goal is to get it past the 25. So, I think we have been super close on a number of returns this year, and even in the Seattle game, if we make a block, we're probably out to the 50. So we're damn close.
You probably worked with Pierre there as much as anybody in this building. I mean, I've seen him make some tackles for you. What is it about him that you like? I mean, he was so explosive when we saw him play offense on Sunday.
Yeah, so he was drafted to the Patriots. When in Indy, we liked him a lot. He can run. For me, like that's one of the traits you obviously covet as a special teams coordinator is the ability to run. Like speed is great, and position flexibility. He can do a lot of different things. He can play a lot of different positions. He even played some interior punt in New England in the preseason. He's played gunner for us. Obviously can handle the ball as a kick returner, plays on our kickoff coverage units at times. So, he's got great ability to do a lot of different things for us. So, he's been a great addition to the roster. It was a great move we made at the end of camp by AB.
Did you notice Seattle's field goal team heads up after what happened in Indy?
Say that again.
Seattle's field goal team, everybody's eyes up after what happened in Indy. Did you notice that?
It's probably, the awareness will be there, the rest of the way. So
One doner, probably.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
In terms of scouting Arizona, Joey Blount, a couple weeks in a row, has made a big play, forcing the fumble and recovering it for them. When you look at his specific skill set, the way he's impacted plays, what stands out to you about him?
Yeah, he runs pretty well. He's impacted those plays really from the gunner position. He punches at the ball. Emphasis on securing the ball, especially on that unit with our returners. We're always number one priority is get the ball back to the offense. So catch it, secure it, make good decisions, get the ball back to the offense. So we'll have obviously we're always preaching ball security, when to our entire team, offense, defense, and special teams.
The Cardinals had that onside kick last week. I'm just curious, when you coach that, do you tell your guys to try to catch it before it bounces? Because obviously, once it, that kick bounces,
Yeah,
crazy stuff. Like, is that one of the coaching points?
Yeah, so there's a number of different ways that you can coach that unit up. There's a number of different schemes as far as the recovery aspect of it goes. Some teams will play one recovery player to where they think the ball's going, which gives you a little bit more security inside. Now you're light opposite of that recovery player. Some teams will play two recovery players. Now you're lighter in some areas inside. So, so there's rules based on the types of kicks you're getting that we're trying to educate our guys every week on. Okay, if we get this kick, this is how we're treating it. If we get this kick, this is how we want to handle it. And that's obviously with the kick, with the recovery, and then obviously with the blocking portion of it as well. So.
The punt that you guys had from the 40 early in the fourth quarter, kicking from the Seattle 40.
Yeah.
Like, what's the goal there for Corey? Obviously, I know you want to avoid the touchback. So,
Yeah.
Fair catch to 11, is that what you're looking for?
I think anything 10 inside the 10 would, like right at the 10, I'm content with that. You obviously want to be aggressive in that situation to get the ball in to the 10 at least. But then there's that you don't want to be too aggressive and get too much on it. That's not an easy ball to hit. I thought that he played it pretty well. Honestly, I thought he did. I thought he played it pretty well.
You want your guys to, sometimes you see the ball hit on the 4 or whatever, and they're waiting for it to bounce at the 1, then it goes in the end zone.
Yeah.
So do you want your guys to make sure that?
No, I would never want my guy to let the ball hit at the 4. You don't want to be how we coach our players is you don't want to be at the mercy of the bounce in a plus 50 situation. So ideally, if you're the gunner and the ball's about to hit, I would say, unless you're truly in position with your butt, parallel and you're facing the opposite end zone, you don't want to let that thing hit inside the 8-yard line. If you can make a play on the ball at the 8, then we'd like to catch it in the air if we can. But yeah, we don't want to be at the mercy of the bounce. We want to be able to field the ball in the air if we can. I would say inside the 10, you just don't know which way the ball is going to bounce, even if you're in position, so. Good. Thanks, guys. Yep.